I had joined MindTree back in 2003 as a business analyst. At the time, the role of a business analyst in an IT services organization like Mindtree consisted of four key things. The first was to work with customer stakeholders to try and get a sense of the problem that they were trying to solve. The second was to work with the stakeholders to define and document the scope of the solution that was to be developed. The third was to explain the context and the scope of the solution to the development teams so that they knew what was to be developed. And the last was to make sure that what was being developed was in line with what was agreed with the customer stakeholders. At the time, Mindtree had a great business analyst community. There were a lot of senior analysts that we could learn from. There was a thriving community with a lot of events and a lot of meetups happening. And there was also a great intranet with a ton of useful information. And I remember reading this article or a post on the intranet back in 2003, which had a profound impact on me that I still remember it and I often quote it. The story goes that there were these two masons laying bricks and building a wall in a village probably about 100 years ago. And there was this passerby. He was curious about what these masons were up to, and he stops and asks the first mason, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the first mason says that I'm laying bricks and I'm building a wall. And the passerby was not satisfied with that answer, and he goes to the second mason and asks the second mason what he was doing. The second mason actually stops whatever he's doing and with a sense of pride explains to the passerby, we're building this huge cathedral, and once completed, this is going to be the largest cathedral in this part of the world. And when you walk into the cathedral, you'll see this huge magnificent wall with a fantastic stained glass mural on it. And right now I'm building that wall. Now, which mason would you rather have on your team? The first mason who's just laying bricks, or the second mason who's actually building a cathedral? And I'm guessing that you would want the second mason on your team because he has much better context. And when it comes to making critical decisions, having this context helps make better decisions. So, for example, if they run short of time and if they have to cut corners, the second mason will probably not compromise on the main wall that he's building and with the stained glass mural. And if you had to make a compromise, you would probably know which was a less significant wall that you could compromise on. Now, there are two aspects about this. The first is whether the person, whether he's curious, whether the person is curious and wants to know what they're doing. But the second more important aspect is what can we as business leaders and founders do to make sure that the teams know what they're doing. While having frequent conversations with your teams is a great thing to do and is absolutely necessary, in my experience, I've found two tools which are really great to communicate and drive alignment around your organizational vision and strategy, and also the tactical activities that teams will be working on day to day. And these two tools are something that we will dive into a lot of detail in next week's video. So do keep an eye out for that. If you like this story, do give it a like. And I'll leave you with this meme about business analysts from back in the day before memes were really a thing. So thank you for watching.